Hi, you're watching the Motorola Droid Turbo 2 disassembly.
Alright, so we got the Droid Turbo 2 here. We're going to be taking it apart. First thing you're going to do, remove the SIM card slot and the SD card slot right here with the SIM card popping tool. That comes in your box, which I've already done so. Once you got that out, next thing you're going to have to do is take the back cover off. It's held on with adhesive, so you're going to have to pry it off. Just use a pry tool, like a guitar pick or some other plastic tool. I suggest using plastic because anything with metal, you're going to damage the frame around the phone. You're going to work your way, find a corner, and just stick your pry tool in between the back cover and the frame. And work your way around the phone and pry off the back cover. Now underneath here, there's a black plastic over the battery, which also goes around the wireless charging coil. Put your finger on there or hold it down so that doesn't pry up with the back cover. So let's take it off. This is what you're left with. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I believe they're T2 screws. Okay, these are actually T3 screws. So work your way around the phone, take them off one by one. Alright, once you got your screws out, there's two black covers, one over here and one over here. They're covering connectors. We're going to remove those. Once you got those removed, you can see the two connectors, one over here and one over here. Disconnect those from the board. Now you're going to use your pry tool. You're going to work your way around the phone in between the LCD frame black assembly and the frame of the phone. Alright, so here's your back cover. You got your speaker over here. And one thing I did notice on this back cover, there's an opening over here in rectangle. Right here. At least to the speaker that goes to the front of the phone. So this is one of the speakers that goes to the front of the phone. What I noticed is, if for those who want some sound coming out of the back of their phone, on this cover it's closed off, you can't really get any sound out of here. But if you were to modify this or like punch some holes in it, cut it or whatever, you'd be able to get some sound from the back of your phone. So here's the inside of the phone. You got your main earpiece over here, your camera, your front-facing camera, charger ports down here. You got your water damage indicator, the sticker. Alright, you could pull this black tape off. Just a little bit of it. And then you got another T3 screw right here. You're going to remove that. And continue to pull back the black tape. Once you do, you'll find another T3 screw right here. Remove that also. Once you do, this bracket thing will come off. And that gives you access to your connector over here. You got one here. You got one for the LCD right here. And you have one more connector over here. Alright, we're going to start removing the cables. This top one, this one just pops off. Once you got that one off, you're going to remove the protective tape on the LCD connector. And then you could pop the lock off. And then this bottom one right here is your battery connector. You could pop that off also. Pop straight up, disconnects. And then you have one more protective stick over here on this cable. I'm going to remove that. Pop the black tab off. That locks it in place. And once it's popped up, you can pull that cable out. Be careful not to tear it. And then work your way underneath it. It has adhesive a little bit. So you have that sticking up too. And you get your main board. There's also this black cable, this flex cable on the bottom that leads to one of the infrared light or sensors. Gently remove that from its place. As you can see, this thing that's wobbling. Once you got that out of its socket, you're gonna have this black cable over here also. Goes to the corner right here, attaches. Pop it off its place. Lift it up and your board should be free by now. So here's your main board. So here's your LCD assembly. Okay, you got your battery right here, your earpiece, your front facing camera, and there are small tabs around the phone or around the frame of the LCD. You can remove these and you can take off that black border. Just have to pry them up, pop them off the slots they're in. So the black border frame that goes around your LCD assembly comes off, leaving you with the top glass or plastic piece and the mid frame. Here's the battery. It's a FB55 and a 3760 milliamp battery. The part number for it is SNN5958A. So you have this cable over here. This one leads from underneath the battery to where your power button and your volume keys are, and it also attaches to this small board over here where your front facing camera is. And you can separate this cable that leads to the front touch, and this one would be for your main LCD. And from the looks of it, it looks like you would be able to pry this top glass off to replace it, but since this is supposed to be unbreakable, I don't see why anyone would need to be replacing this glass, or if it's plastic, I'm not sure. So we're going to go ahead and put the phone back together. So first thing you're going to want to do is reinsert the LCD flex cable in this connector. Once that's in, next thing you're going to want to do is reattach this black cable right here, at least to a small board over here. Just reattach it there. And put it back in its socket. And then on your main board, lock your LCD flex cable in place by pushing down the black tab. Pop this connector back in. And then you can reinsert this infrared sensor back in the socket. And put your digitizer Keep it back down. Fit it in this connector. Once it's back in, lock his tab back down, so it locks it in place. Okay, pop your battery connector back on, and once you do so, put your protective plastic stickers back on, the yellow colored ones, the one which goes over your LCD connector. And you have one for the digitizer connector. Like so. So you have both your stickers back on. Now you could reinstall this bracket or cover. And you could put the black tape back over. Go ahead and pop on the frame that goes around the LCD or the border. Alright, once you got your black border frame around the LCD assembly back in, make sure your power and volume buttons are back in their place, they didn't fall out. And then you're going to reinstall the back cover onto the phone. And like I said again, for those who are interested and want some sound coming out of their back of the phone, it would be possible if you modify your back cover, put some holes on the back or cut it out where the speaker opening is on the back, and sound should come through there. I'll just pop in the connectors again. Pop those tabs back in. As everything's back in place, you can connect your connector over here and this one down here. Once those are back in, put the covers back. And your power and volume buttons easily fall out, so just keep an eye on them. You just slide back in, and once you tighten them down, they stay in place. Now screw the T3 screws back in place one by one. Alright, once you got all your screws back in place, you're gonna most likely want to reapply new adhesive. Make sure not to put any over the coil over here, just for your wireless charging. And then you would just reattach your back cover. You're set. So now you can also pop in your SIM tray or SD card slot, and you're ready to go.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and please check out our latest videos.